Hi, I'm Slack, that guy's Tony, and today we're going to Vape Jam. Woo! Woo!
Okay, so this video is really just to serve as kind of a breakdown of what we expected and what versus what actually happened on the day. And I suppose, you know, talk to the man over here about what we expected.
Well, yeah, I was really hopeful. There's like so many vendors there. What I wanted out of the day was to go get a complete setup. I wanted to see loads of new hardware coming to market, you know, sort of preview stuff. I wanted to try out loads of different juices. Some that, you know, do I want to try it? Don't I want to try it? You know, but there, it's right there. You can try it. I wanted to talk to the vendors. I wanted to meet people. You know, we didn't buy tickets in advance because we weren't sure if we were going to be able to make it due to a couple of issues. But you know, we expected a bit of a queue. And yeah, really, I wanted to leave the day having bought a complete setup, everything, you know, mod, batteries, ATI or dripper or whatever, you know, and some juice.
Nice and shiny and new. And
yeah. Ideally, something I'd never heard of as well, you know, because I'm quite a magpie for stuff like that.
This was exactly the event to sort of like be expecting that from someone, you know, bringing something brand new to the market. You know, here, have a try, see what you think. Oh yeah, I fucking love it. Here, throwing money at them. Here, take it. Vegas style.
Yeah, it wasn't really like that.
However, what actually happened...
So the first thing of the day, obviously we were expecting a bit of a queue to get in. That's fine. However, what we weren't expecting was to arrive there sort of like right just before it started. And yeah, there's a bit of a queue. That's fine. We were like halfway down the bridge. And again, that's fine. It's not too far. What I wasn't expecting was to move just a very short space to take 3 hours or over to get in. And when we joined the queue, the queue doubled in length in about the next 15 minutes, and then it went off the bridge where we couldn't see. So if it took us 3 hours to get in from fairly near the front, you know, those poor fuckers at the back might have only got in for half hour. It was a bit of a letdown there, you know, and we didn't mind standing in the queue. We made some queue buddies and had a really great time chatting to them. But at the same time, you know, that sort of money wasted in the thing. They could have been doing so much more in the venue, and it all comes down to they just had like 2 or 3 people at a time serving this queue, and they needed to take your email address. And yeah, we should have pre-registered. This is certainly an incentive to pre-register next year and just sort of burn the tickets if you can't make it. But yeah, 3 hours for a tiny queue is not good.
To add to that, I've got a few points. I mean, seeing the length of the queue, I mean, we see, say, a 3 hour wait. You imagine a queue like miles long. It was not fucking miles long, I promise you.
Probably was by the end of it.
It was by the end of it, but when we joined, like Slack said, we were halfway down this sort of like bridge affair that was over where cars were coming in. I mean, it wasn't even 50 feet, would you say?
No.
50 feet. It's not a long way. And to be standing there for ages at a time and just sort of like shuffling forward a few feet, and that's before you actually get into the venue. So you're quite pumped when you're sort of like stood outside, because you're standing outside the fucking building. You can see this huge fucking building.
Got all the awesome posters up. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like eager to get in and see what's it all about. And then, you know, 3 hours fucking later, you're like, drained. I was dead on my feet. We got to the outside the doors of just going in. Woman comes up to us and says, do you mind if I ask how long you've been waiting here? And we were just like, at that point, it was 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours, and then we just got to the door. It was another half hour before we got our tickets. And the woman sort of like said, oh my God, you're joking, right? 2.5 hours. I was thinking about coming in. I just thought I'd come turn up on the day and try my luck. And she's just like, no, I'm not going to wait for 2.5 hours. Thinking about it now, we should have said to her, no, it was 2.5 hours, you know, we've been waiting. The queue is like round the fucking corner. And like Slack said, it's just poor organisation. They How many people do they have?
I think there was like 5 seats there, but 1 seat was dedicated to doing the press and other stuff, and then there was 4 seats, but one of them was empty. I mean, come on, like, really?
So really, 3. I mean, probably by the time we got there, one person had already gone on fucking break because they've been working for 3 hours.
Breakdown going through it.
Yeah, nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
It's crazy though, having to take everyone who's going into that event email address. The other thing that pissed me off was driving licence. I took my driving licence specifically because they said, bring your driving licence, you're going to need photo ID.
I don't think either of us look under 18. Maybe if I just had a shave,
It wasn't written like that on the website though. It was just specific. You need to bring your driving licence. If you don't bring your driving licence, you're not getting in. And so yeah,
yeah, it's fine. I mean, 3 hours is a long time, but we soldiered through it, and like I say, we made some cute buddies.
It went well, yeah.
And we knew it was going to be a good day because I was chatting to the guys in the queue, and one of them was saying about, have you ever used that liquid £1 e-liquid? And I'm like, oh yeah, and we were chatting about one and saying, oh yeah, I did this really awful vanilla custard. And he was saying, oh yeah, I had that, it was disgusting. I said, yeah, I'll put a review up on the site saying about it, saying tasted like hot cat sick on toast. He's like, oh, you did that, I read that. So yeah, famous again. Like, that's now more than one person that said, oh yeah, I saw that review. So at least it was worth my angry rant.
Okay, so moving on to the event. Well, after we battled that horrendous queue, we managed to get into the event. And as soon as you sort of like walk through the tunnel, it opens up. You faced with all of these. We'll probably be doing overlay on the screen right now of probably me walking around with the camera, but so you'll get an idea. I mean, it's if you've ever watched a vape get together, and any of the vape get togethers, they're all pretty much follow the same format. It's just booth after booth after booth, running around the thing, and we did that. And what we quickly realised was the fact that it's all juice. Every single booth after booth was juice, easily 90% juice.
Yeah, which it's fine, we all like juice, we all use juice, we all need juice, and it's a great opportunity to try that. But I think it's a bit of a wasted opportunity to not have more hardware there, especially as I was ready to just put some money down on some random crap, but it just wasn't there. But, okay, well, it's fine, it's juice, so you sort of come to terms with it, and you think, well, at least I'm going to be able to buy some cheap juice. Wrong. So, yes, there was cheap juice that could be bought, but so many of the big names there, like Element and Cutwood and loads, they were only just demoing stuff. You couldn't buy it there. Like, I mean, what the hell, guys? Like, I've got money burning my wallet out, and come on, let's do this. But no, I mean, they were giving away sample bottles and they were letting you try stuff out, and that was really cool. It was really cool. Yeah. But if they had it there for sale as well, it would have still been really cool, and I've been throwing down money, and I've just been leaving with like 2 backpacks full of juice instead of just 1, Yeah, so all these juice vendors, the guys that were doing out samples, the guys were super helpful. They were super into their products. They're really knowledgeable on the products, which is really good. I hate going to any place where people are selling a thing and they don't know what they're selling. They don't understand it. This wasn't the case here. The guys were just really cool, and so helpful. So that was cool. And you get your samples, but man, I'd have been laying down so much money on that stuff. But it is what it is. So I mean, I guess there is one sort of idea why it was done like that from the big guys' point of view, because all of these big guys, the American juices, they have an RRP, a street retail price that vendors are not allowed to sell their juice under at. That they've like this set price, and so if they're selling it cheap at the conventions, then they can't sort of get it through your normal retailer. Once you're buying it through your normal retailer, you might just rebuy it through there. So, I can kind of understand it as a sort of marketing idea. But, for me, it's certainly been better if they were selling juice there. The next problem I had with that, and it's fine, I tried some great juices. I found some of my new favourite juices. Problem is, I tried so many juices, I can't remember which ones I remember because I loved, and which ones I remember because I hated it and I must avoid it. So now I've got to pay full price in the shop to
try it out.
Yeah.
I know after walking away that I remembered one that I wanted to try and find, Donut Pounder. I don't know if anyone else has heard of that. I wanted to try it. Couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh, I don't even remember that one there. So
No.
that's the thing. It was like, just too much, like
Yeah.
sensory overload.
Yeah, I think we said afterwards that we should have like been writing it
Yeah.
all down because it's just too much to remember.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, next time, it's definitely going to be one for taking notes. I mean, that's not something I usually do.
Yeah.
I did grab some business cards, but again, I've got business cards from people. I don't remember why I got that business card. Like, what are these people? I've had to Google some of the companies because I'm like, what the fuck do they do? Oh, right, that. Oh, yeah, okay. Why did I get this then? What was their special thing? So I literally, when I got in, I had to just sort of like have a look through and like, oh yeah, that one's because of this, that one's because of this. So I've got always scribbled on business cards now.
The next thing that about all the liquids there and the vendors there as well is the fact that there's no uniformity between them. Because you are dealing with different businesses, that's fine. I accept that, but it's the fact that some places were freely just fucking dishing out samples to everyone that came along, no matter who the fuck they were. You just have a tug on a few mods and with a few different juices lines they've got going, and they'll sort of like, which ones do you like, which ones don't you like. Other vendors, you'd have a tug on them and they say, right, yeah, all done, yeah, okay, bye. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, so I mean, certainly I noticed as well, some of the vendors, you see, they would give stuff out to some people and not other people, and there was no sort of, I don't know what the deal was there.
It's
it made
almost
it very
like
confusing.
they sort of like communicating in code, or maybe sort of.
Yeah, and it's a shame because some of the vendors that weren't like freely giving out samples, I tried some of my favourite juices there that I knew, like the guys who did the Nerds one. I can't even remember who they are. This is it. I don't have a business card, or I maybe do. Who knows? And
I don't think you got a business card from them.
Didn't get a sample juice, and one of them I really loved. I don't remember which one, so I've got a choice now of going back to playing the lottery. Maybe it was that one, paying full price. And
It was the Oreo one.
That was all right. I like that, but that wasn't the one. It was a grapey one, I think, or a sweetie one. It was by the. It could be anything. That's the problem. You try so many, it could be anything. Yeah, so while we have been ragging on that, it totally wasn't bad. It was just like the bad bit of it, but it was still a good experience. We got to try loads and loads of really cool juices. We got to meet loads of really cool vendors, and chat to them about their stuff, about what's coming out, and try some of the stuff that isn't on the market yet. And yeah, I've got some firm favourites of stuff that is coming, which is awesome. So a quick run through some of the juices we got, the new stuff that was exciting that we can remember. It starts off with Element, they were awesome, really good, some samples and stuff, and they were introducing their new Far range, which is amazing. It comes in spray cans. It's just so cool, and the taste's really, really good. The grape one is, I just love a good sweet grape, like sweetie grape, candy grape. I really love, and that was awesome. So yeah, Far juices, that's on my list.
The other one was Mad Hatter, who had I Love Cookies.
Yeah, you may not know Mad Hatter. It's like a name that I was like, who the hell are these guys? And then, I Love Donuts. Yeah, okay, those guys, yeah. So, I Love Cookies. Awesome.
2 bottles.
One bottle. Yeah, that was awesome. And we tried out their new one. That was really good. I Love Taffy. And yeah, that's coming out in a couple of weeks. And looking forward to that one. I think there'll be a purchase in the making there.
And lastly was Zap Juice with lychee lemonade.
Yeah,
beautiful.
It was awesome. Just such a pure lychee hit.
My God.
Really, really good. British Juice Company as well, which I was surprised how good it was. British juice companies can be a bit hit and miss, but this was awesome.
This was, as far as I was concerned, up there with the American sort of stuff. So, it was lovely.
Yeah, very impressed. And I've got a couple of other theirs as well. You got the cola.
Yeah, and also picked up the cola flavour from them as well, which was a real sort of like oldie worldy sort of Coca-Cola, vintage Coke.
Yeah, not my bag. All cola stuff tastes like washing up liquid to me, but that's not a fault with the juice. That's just me,
Love cola shit.
Eat, sleep, drink, repeat. Love cola shit.
Yep. And while I think about it, while I remember it, something that did intersect the queue outside was company called Tit Sauce sending out a little minion bloke with a handful of little 10ml testers. So he just sort of like came around and said, here, take one. And it was like, oh, lovely, thank you very much. And what did I get?
Washing up liquid.
Cherry Coke gummy bear. Fucking yes.
Yeah, washing up liquid. Yeah.
Beautiful. Talking now about meeting people, I mean, it's lovely to go to these sort of events and sort of like meet all the sort of good people, and as always with good people, you do get a few twats in the crowd. Luckily, they were keeping themselves to themselves and having an alright time and didn't interfere with us too much. But moving along, I mean, there were great people there.
Yeah, it was great to get some of the manufacturers, the vendors, and you know, other reviewers, and even some of our awesome subscribers, which was really, really cool.
That was awesome. So, while me and Slack were standing round at Evil Vape...
Pure Evil.
We saw Phil Posado walk past, and Dimitri. So, we did a quick 180... followed him for a little bit, stalker style. Waited for a gap to open up and then pounced. While Dimitri was having a conversation with someone else, we took our chance and engaged him for 5 minutes, and we had a really good conversation with him.
Yeah, Phil Posado is an awesome guy. You know, really into his vaping. Obviously, as he's one of the big reviewers out there, and just so friendly. And yeah, we had a really good chat. We talked about all the hardware that was not there and all the stuff that we like and that, and just sort of kind of like went into a bit of a deep sort of philosophical thing about vaping and the state of vaping. It was really nice chatting with him, and yeah, such a lovely guy.
So yeah, after the initial starstruckiness wore off for it, we did another 180 back to Evil Vape. Pure Evil.
They're awesome. How can you not remember
lovely
it?
people. Hi. And met up with James Bushell.
Yeah, he's one of our subscribers. Really, really lovely guy. I had an awesome chat with him about, you know, how his day's been, what we've been sort of seeing at the event, what he's been seeing while he was working there. It was just really nice catching up, you know, actually us getting to see you guys, you know, rather than just the other way around. So you see us, a couple of arseholes sat on the sofa, you know, and we actually get to meet people. So that was really cool. So we had a nice chat up with him, and then he had to get back to work, and so we wandered off and then just kept bumping into people. They're like, oh, Smog vlog, oh, YouTubers. It's just great. It was really nice sort of, yeah, catching up with people and seeing people's views on things. It's just really, really cool. Yeah, so after we finished chatting with the people we'd run into, we sort of like working out where we're going to go, and we just stood there, and it just suddenly dawned on us, like, shit, we just stopped Phil Posado to have a chat with him because we've watched his videos on YouTube, and people have just done that to us, and we're like, poof, mind blown, you know. It's really, really cool. Our subscribers are just awesome. So yeah, you guys rock. So thank you.
Very humbling.
Yeah, very humbling, and yeah, just brilliant. Added to what was already a good day. Despite all our bitching, you know, we tear everything apart. We bitch about everything, but you know, that's okay. You know, nothing is perfect. You know, we like to point out what isn't perfect, but yeah, it was still a really good day, and that was just the icing on an awesome cake.
And so yeah, the meet and greets didn't end there. So while we were just round the corner from the Dot Mod stand, we were trying to sort of wrestle a few people out the way of this Nesquik imitation stand to try and see what that tasted like, but they were holding fast. So I peeked my head round the corner and saw none other than Nick Green from grimgreen.com.
Yeah, it was awesome, right? You know, proper rubbing shoulders with the rock stars of the vaping world. You know, Phil Posado, Dimitri, Grim Green. It's just, yeah, really cool. So we went up to meet him. Tony was in proper fangirl heaven, and yeah, it was just awesome experience. You know,
proper nice guy as well, down to earth. Told it like it is. And so yeah, after meeting Nick Green, we both sort of like swung round the event again. Met loads more people, loads more vendors, did a load of chatting and stuff, and we swung back round to Dot Mod once again, where we found Nick Green, Phil Basardo, Dimitri, and also Todd from Todd's E-Cig Reviews, the guy that's usually in the shed, all standing there for a fucking photo op, which I'm probably going to show you now. So, yeah, it was like, the meeting of the fucking E-Cig minds right there. Or the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
The Unpocalypse. Save the world from cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unpocalypse is now a thing. Yeah, so after we were done sort of meeting Green and all the photo opportunities, we wandered back to Pure Evil, met up with James again, who introduced us to Hannah, the marketing manager there, and yeah, really, really awesome people. We got a whole load of samples to try out of their awesome range, and so yeah, I love them. Really good, really impressed. Again, it just added to the awesomeness of the day, you know, just getting to meet and talk to people about what they're doing, where they're going, and you know, they wanted our feedback, and it's just, yeah, really, really cool.
So yeah, what more could you want? Free juice samples and hot chicks outside their stall on stilts with their asses in Slack's face. I mean,
not in my face, but it was face height. I kept turning round, and there's just an arse, you know. What? I can't look that way. I can't look that way. Have a girlfriend.
Pure Evil vaping. Well done.
Yeah, Vaporised Pure Evil. That was awesome.
10 out of 10. Best fucking booth there.
Yeah, very
and
good.
So yeah, so talking to all the vendors there, we're going to be digging down on a few issues that we hold close to our hearts, and we found out a bit of information. So here, hot off the press.
Yeah, so okay, Asmodeus were there, and of course the question I'm going to ask is where the fuck's Snowwolf V2? And the guy was just like, oh yeah, it's coming maybe June, July, something like that. I'm like, come on man, what's happening? You know, this was due to be out at the end of last year, then it got pushed back to February, and then just no word, nothing. What's happening? I said, also, here's my Lysamo L1. I saw pictures saying that this was going to be Snowwolf V2, and then suddenly it's not, and what the hell's happening there? He's like, yeah. So Lysomo stole the design off us and released it on their own. So they're ditching Lysomo, and they're having to totally reinvent the wheel here. And so, you know, I wholeheartedly wish Asmodeus the best of luck for getting Snowwolf V2 sorted, and even better than this thing. Now, I have a vested interest in that because I fucking love Snowwolf. I love the Snowwolf Mini, and I really want Snowwolf V2 to be awesome. You know, I want it to outperform past this thing, which is great. And yeah, so vested interest. Good luck, Asmodeus.
And so yeah, after we were done fangirling with Grim Green, he was coincidentally enough right next to Dot Mod, and this guy had some interesting.
Oh yeah, so. New Dotbox 200's coming out, DNA 200 chip, and it looks freaking amazing. I've been umming and ahhing for a while. Do I really need another DNA 200? I kind of want one, but I don't really need one, but do I want one? Yeah, now I do, definitely. It just looks so cool. It is absolutely sick. It's going to be a limited run of 1,000 pieces globally. And there's going to be very few of them coming to the UK, so you're going to have to fight me for it, alright? It's going to cost a pretty penny. It's going to be, I mean, it's $200 US, that's the price, and they don't know how much it is over here, but their guesses is about 180, 190, somewhere in that region. But DNA 200, you kind of expecting it's not going to be cheap, and being dot mod, it's going to be awesome.
Totally impartial.
Totally impartial.
The other news that we've got to share is eFest, where they're displaying some of their batteries, new batteries, new wraps, and chargers. And this guy went over and chatted to them.
Yeah, so first thing that I wanted to go over there, because again, I was still after that complete setup, so I thought batteries, you know, I need some batteries. Not selling batteries.
Showing.
Yeah, they let me hold an 18.6 for it, touched it. However, that is pretty cool because they've changed their wraps. They now use a thicker wrap because the eFest, the 3,000 mile ones, they just shred really easy on the end. So you know, I'm gonna have to have mine re-wraps already. And considering how many other batteries I've got and stuff, they've not lasted very well. Battery performance wise, great. Wraps were shit. New ones are even sexier. They're this like metallic sort of purple. And they just look sweet, yeah. So I'm really excited about getting some of them when they appear.
It's also really good to see sort of like a vendor you know, investing in a product and saying and listening to the customers who are saying, you know, your battery wraps keep fucking up, you know, even when we're taking them out of the case, they're fucking starting to tear. However, the two things in this is, you know, he said that they're sort of talking about using a thicker battery wrap. That's kind of worries me about size and proportions and people getting batteries stuck in their fucking mods, because it happens quite a lot. The other thing, which is a good thing, is it keeps the likes of copycats on their toes. So it takes time for like counterfeiters to update.
Yeah, so for a while we'll have sort of easy pickings of knowing whether you've got an authentic battery or not. Also checked out their chargers, the LUC Blue 6, Luke Blue 6. Really, really awesome Bluetooth charger. They did have them for sale. I didn't buy one. I thought maybe I'll go get one later, because charger wasn't on my list of things to get. But I think it is now, because it's really cool. So yeah, so as well as being able to see the level your batteries are charged at, you can also change the speed they're going to charge at. So you can have 500 milliamp hour, 1 amp, 2 amp, and you know, change that charge speed. Now obviously it's better to get the slow charge, but we've all been in that situation where you are in a hurry to get out. I've got 1 hour and I've got flat batteries and I need to be out the door, so they're not going to be fully charged, and like fuck. So yeah, you can get that turbo boost option, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's about all the news that we can remember. Again, next time we should probably take that fucking notepad.
And lastly, as with a lot of these sort of places, you have the centre section going on with all of the loud thumping music and competition and giveaways and throwing shirts and winning mods and stuff like this. I mean, they had the proper cloud competition thing going on about who could blow the furthest and whatever. Not necessarily our bag. There was a lot of people there interested in it, though. I mean, they had huge crowds round the centre stage, so it was obviously doing it for some people. Yeah,
I mean, giveaways, you know, vultures were circling, but yeah, it was great fun. Yeah, it was good to sort of see, you know, that whole sort of vape community sort of getting together and going crazy a bit. You know, it's like, I said, we said rock stars of the vaping world were there, and this is kind of like, you know, the nearest thing to a rock concert you get from vaping. You know, it's kind of crazy that exists just from vaping. You know, it's that sort of level of enthusiasm, and yeah, really cool, really cool.
Now, as with all our other reviews, we'll go with pros and cons, or in this case, lows and highs. First, we'll start with the lows, so we're always ending with those highs. First up has got to be that unnecessarily long queue.
Yeah, poor organisation there, I'm afraid. No excuse, really. It could have been handled a bit better. We were alright in a 3 hour queue, it's kind of okay, but considering that queue was at least double or triple the length, at least double the length. And so, what's that, 6 hours people might have stood in a queue to get in? That is crazy. That is just crazy. So next up on the lows would have been the fact that it was overjuiced. You know, it was 90% juice. Again, that's all right. The juice was really cool, but I would like to have seen more hardware as well.
And while we're talking about it being overjuiced, I mean, it was also the lack of vendors selling juice. A lot of places were just sort of like saying, you know, you can try it, but that's it.
Yeah, maybe the odd sneaky sample, but yeah, again, it seems a bit of a wasted opportunity. You know, we got some one-hit wonder. You know, the 180s for 30 quid. You know, if other vendors were pumping out, you know, their stuff cheap, they would probably made absolutely shitloads of money. Instead, they've gone there. They've had to pay to set up. They've given out samples. They've provided the things, and they must get zero revenue from that, apart from the hope that ongoing people are going to come back and buy their brand. So it's a bit of a risk, maybe a brave move, maybe a foolish one, but yeah, I'd have certainly parted cash, cut wood, Element, far range. Yeah, I'd have done it. I was there. Yeah, and lastly, as I kind of said, yeah, the lack of hardware, and there were people selling hardware there, but there were very few vendors, you know, manufacturers who were there presenting their hardware. You had Dot Mod, you had Councillor Vapor. Maybe that was it, you know, for the sort of common names, you know. there were shops, sort of like general e-cig shops that were selling hardware, including one joker who made me stand there for ages while he was chatting on the phone, completely ignoring me. Then one of his colleagues freed up, and so I was like, oh yeah, how much is the noisy cricket? He then ignored the fact that he was on the phone and answered the question, oh yeah, it's 30 quid. Oh, what, you want to charge me 30 quid for a noisy cricket at a vape convention? I mean, you can commonly get them like 22, 25 quid in the UK. Really? I mean, what a fucking joker. Poor service and expect me to pay over the odds. I don't think so.
And so now, yeah, I mean, with any vape event, you're always going to get a few bad apples. So let's push that to one side and talk about the positive that was going on there. And first of all, it's got to be meeting all the people. I mean, we met shitloads of people at this place.
Yeah, it's great to meet some of you guys. It was just so cool. We got to meet some of the reviewers we watch, and we got to meet loads of the vendors and chat about all the stuff that we care about. You know, it was really, really nice. Yeah, so though we were chiming in and saying that, it was juice heavy, it was really cool that there was loads of juice there, because we got to try stuff that, usually you have to buy it and have it delivered, or go, if, maybe you're lucky and you've got a local vape shop that stocks loads of the American stuff and sort of random ones from the UK and France and everywhere else. But, here it was all set up, all ready to try. We've certainly tried some that we've got some new favourites from, and some stuff that I certainly wouldn't have taken the risk on of just buying even a small bottle, because it just can go so either way, and that was really cool.
Next up was some fucking fantastic looking stone mods that were on display there. I mean, the lady there, we didn't get a business card, but she was American. I remember she was American, and she was saying that I really wish I could turn the lights down in here, because this one, the centre one on a spinny little platform, green. She said, oh, it glows as well in the dark. I was like, oh my god, I want to see that so much. How much is it?
More than my car. I can't remember whether it said 3 or 13,000, but it was in the thousands, and it was so cool.
I think it was three grand.
It was over 3. It was 3 something.
It was
anyway,
3 something,
so,
because the only reason I know that is because I saw a guy next to me doing a currency conversion about how much it was going to cost in his own money. Currency. That's all.
Good. Next up, it's got to be just sort of, going around and chatting to all the vendors, catching up all the gossip, getting the sort of inside thing, and sort of asking the questions that, you can't do as easily, sort of email and stuff. You got just something in the back of your mind you want to chat to them about, and they were really receptive to feedback and to questions, and it was just good.
And the other thing is just generally mooching about in a vape-friendly environment, meeting loads of like-minded people and people that don't mind vaping, because we're all fucking vaping in there. It was great. It was great. I mean, there was a slight mist, like the studio now. There was a slight haze in the air, hanging in the air, but it didn't stay around for too long, so they had good ventilation. But it was just great to be with all those people.
Yeah, it was a really nice experience. So yeah, despite us whinging and stuff, because that's what we do, this. But yeah, it was a really, really great day, and we would definitely do it again next year, as long as the TPD hasn't fucked it up for everyone.
Okay, guys, so that about wraps up our review of Vape Jam 2 in the UK at the XL in London. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope we didn't bitch too much for you, because that's kind of what we do.
It is.
If you did like it, please drop us a like and do the whole subscribe thing, because that helps us out a lot. Also, don't forget to follow us on the social medias.
Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We are quite chatty.
But anyway, for now, guys, thank you for watching Smog Vlog.